Hello viewers, today we are going to learn about a new concept in grammar, that is modal auxiliaries. So what is the difference between a modal auxiliary and a primary auxiliary? Actually basically modal auxiliaries never accepts any other form of the verb except V1, subject plus modal plus V1. This is very important when we speak. He can swim, they could play. So this is not swims or swim. And when it is in passive, object plus modal plus be verb plus V3, it will be done. This is the structure. So modal auxiliary comes from the word mood. So there are different moods we come across in a given day from number of persons. These moods are ability, polite request, permission, futurity, obligation, compulsion, necessity, habits, probability, condition, bold, courage, etc. So we will learn today. So basically these are the modal auxiliaries used in English language: can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must, have to, used to, need to, ought to, dare. So these are the modal auxiliaries. So let us learn how these modal auxiliaries can be used in our day-to-day lives. So first come to the ability. There are ability may be natural ability or acquired ability, doesn't matter. Let me write an example. So we use the auxiliary can for ability. He can drive, she can sing. So for ability we use can. Okay. So if it is spoke in a past point of view, when he was a kid, he could run fast. So we can use could also for past ability when spoke from a past perspective. So can and could is used for ability. Then the next point is polite request. Polite request. So we bring the modal to the front to make some polite request, and we use the auxiliary could. If I say, could you bring me some water? So this word totally changes the meaning of the sentence. Could you bring some water sounds more polite. Bring me some water, it seems like an order, but could you bring means it's a request. So for polite request we use could, or sometimes we also use for polite request, would you mind if I sit here. So would is also used for polite request. So the second modal is for request, could and would. This is for polite request. Then come to the third mood or the condition of the modal auxiliaries, that is permission. Permission. Look, for permission may be asking for permission or giving for permission. When you ask, may I, you say in the classroom, may I come in, sir? So this is for asking permission. Asking permission. And suppose you ask your parents to go for a picnic and your parents give you permission, they say can. Yes, you can join the party. So when you give permission we use can, but when you ask permission it's may. May I come in? This is asking for permission. But when you give permission we use can. This is the difference. So permission. May is used for permission when you ask and give. and then futurity. So for futurity we use will for futurity. For futurity, to tell the future, we use subject plus will or shall plus V1. Suppose you say, I will go to Puri tomorrow. Go to Puri. So you are expressing future. So this is will or shall. This is interchangeable. So for futurity we use will or shall. Okay. Even we use will and shall for threatening and for some other purposes also to express future. I will see you. I will give your money back. So for promise also for futurity we use modal auxiliaries. Then come obligation. For obligation we use should. Subject plus should plus V1. Even we can use have to also. There is a modal called have to. Subject plus have to plus V1. Actually have to, there is compulsion rather than obligation, but should. We should obey our parents. We should obey our parents. So this is obligation for you, which is morally binding. You do it without any pressure. It is morally. So you obey your parents' obligation. And have to, as I said, it is used sometimes for obligation as well as compulsion. For example, suppose you are going to your examination hall and you have to take your admit card. This is a compulsion. You have no choice. Have to. You have to take your admit card to exam hall. So this is compulsion for you. Have to. Okay. So compulsion. So let us come to the other features of modal auxiliaries. Necessity. Look at the necessity. There is a logical and moral necessity. Suppose it is raining heavily and your mind says that unless you take the umbrella you will get wet. So it is raining, it's raining, you must take the umbrella. So we use must for logical necessity. This is for logical necessity. So must is used for logical necessity. Sometimes must is used for determination also, fixed determination. For determination, fixed determination we use must. I must do it. We must win the match today. This is determination. So must is used for two things. One is logical necessity, other is fixed determination. Must and have to. There is a subtle difference. You should not get confused. Must is for necessity, and for normal necessity we use need to. For normal necessity we use need to. You need to buy some vegetables. This is normal, daily routine. I need to do this. For normal necessity we use need to. I need to eat today. This is necessary. This is not logic. So for normal necessity we use need to. Then ought to. Ought to is just like should. Ought to is also moral obligation. Ought to and should there is no for again for obligation, the same as should, ought to. We ought to obey our motherland. You ought to pay respect to your seniors. So ought to is also, you ought to obey the seniors. This is also morally binding, just like should, ought to. Actually ought to and should are interchangeable. There is not much difference between ought to and should. Then for past habits, okay, so let us come to past habits. For past habits we use used to. For past habits we use used to. This is a very common modal. This is actually marginal modal auxiliaries. He used to run fast. That means he is no longer running fast. Maybe in the past he used to run fast. This is for past habits. Okay, this is the past habits. And for probability, what do you mean by probability? Suppose one of your friends is standing 100 meters away, and you judge in all probability his physical features, his just appearance, you guess that he is your friend. So he appears to be like my friend, so he should be Mr. Ashok. That means you are guessing. Suppose you know the train would be in the platform by 10:30 p.m. So your relatives have gone, you say they should be in the platform by now. So should is used for probability. For probability we use should. It is suppose 8 o'clock you are in the, normally you attend the tuition, he should be in his class now, in his class by now. So here you are actually guessing. That probability means you are guessing he should be there. So this is should is used for probability. Okay. So another feature of modal auxiliary is about possibility. So actually possibility is a very tricky modal auxiliary. Actually the extent of possibility determines which modal we use. Suppose possibility is 50-50. Suppose I say I could visit your home tonight. It means that I may go, may not go. So when I say I could, you are in a dilemma whether I will go or not. Might means 20-80. Possibility is very less. He might visit to the temple. That means there is a very less possibility. Will, possibility becomes actually more than 90%. Higher possibility, it is the higher possibility. I will visit your house. That means you must be guessing that possibility is very much higher side. And may, actually there is possibility. It is also actually will become almost sure. May is also higher. I may do it. That means you are also not ruling out doing it. So these are the modals often associated with possibility. Okay. So basically when we use some negative modals, negative sense, we use subject plus modal plus have plus V3. Like if I say I could have gone there, it has a negative meaning. That means suppose you were in hospital, I went there but did not visit. I had the ability but I did not do. I could have gone there. Or should have. You should have met him. Should have met him. Or India should have defeated Bangladesh. That means India is expected to beat Bangladesh, but India lost the match. India should have defeated them. So could have, should have, these are in a negative sense we use. modal auxiliary plus have plus past participle form of the verb. This is another use of modal auxiliaries. Let us come to the final stage of the modal auxiliaries, that is dare. Dare means that the final part, bold courage. How dare you to talk like that? This is bold courage. The last of the modal auxiliary is bold courage, dare. Okay. So these are the few usages of modal auxiliaries. Thank you for watching. So if you like this, please watch the videos of Vidyasagar classes. So in the next class, I will discuss about some other verbs like finite and non-finite verbs. Thank you.